let's fly away, they say. Come fly with me, come fly. Back up, let's fly away.
Very good show.
Oh, brown eyes.
Oh, brown eyes. So, I wanted to ask you your just for your version of events, like before you fuck off to America, because I'm thinking I'm gonna, for my project, I'm gonna make a film about Rottocut Island.
A concentration camp filled with despair paid for by Australian taxpayers. That's an insider's view of the offshore immigration detention centre on Nauru.
Place where they sent me the like quote ban and everyone who wouldn't conform to our culture. So I guess they had like some rules.
Yeah, it was a place. It was a place where you haven't got any smoke. I've got that. Do you want anything smoke?
I didn't know that. I knew there was like massacres there, but
And it's not like they buried them. It's like we buried them. Having fun with this smoke. Oh no. No.
film that.
That shit's grim. Mate, that's not cool.
It's funny though, isn't it?
Not really.
Go away.
Go
away.
It's like Newquay.
Yeah, no, I know about schoolies on the East Coast. They all go to the Gold Coast.
So here, they all go to, well, some of them go to like Dunsborough and some other places, but like most of them, the like traditional, the rich ones, whatever.
Rotto.
They go to Rotto.
Rotto.
And they get on the news, and there's always news items about the cops having to arrest people and like tackling
and
people.
Quokka soccer and all that shit.
Right, but I mean, if you see the footage, it's just like Magaluf.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Like, I know about schoolies, yeah.
Right, and so you know, the phrase which I heard.
I wonder if you'd believe this as a solution to the Aboriginal problem.
Right.
Herd the worst of the Aborigines into one area and put a chemical in their water that sent them sterile. In time, there'd be none of them left. Well, that solution has been put forward by none other than one of the Premier's closest friends, West Australian mining magnate, Lang Hancock.
Those that have been assimilated into, earning good living or earning wages amongst the civilised areas, that have been accepted into society and they have accepted society and can handle society and leave them well alone.
You fucking pray.
The ones that are no good to themselves and can't accept things, the half-caste, this is where most of the trouble comes. I would dope the water up so that they were sterile and would breed themselves out in future, and that would solve the problem.
The do-gooders came along, and these bureaucrats and the rest of them who write great theses on things down south about problems in the north, and they decided that they better go and civilise these savages of ours. So they brought them into the towns, threw them in amongst the people, and they closed their eyes and shut their eyes to the problems that confront the white population.
There's no way in the world that I am happy with the fact that money is being lent to Aborigines at 2% to build houses when our young people have got to pay 14 and 15% to build a house, and they've got to work their guts out and pay tax to get it. The Aborigines are getting absolutely total help from not only the federal government, the Queensland government. Now, I wouldn't mind, Philip, if it was just the true Aborigine, but there are so many hybrids and they're nearly white, and this is where it hurts me.
White men think that land, no matter how sacred it is to us, can be destroyed for money. The greatest threat to the survival of our culture comes from the multinational mining companies. These companies have discovered wealth and profits under the last areas of Australia which we hold. This is the Comalco bauxite mine at Weipa, on Aboriginal land. The mining company pays us no royalties, and they accept no responsibility for the terrible impact they have had on the Aboriginal people
It's
here.
not the same.
You're
It's
a
not
bit
the same as
again.
Gallipoli. It's
That's
the
what I'm
other end of
saying
the
now.
spectrum.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. But with Rottnest Island, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to just go over there and do whatever the fuck I want.
Of course you are.
You know? So it's the biggest burial site of Aboriginal people in the whole continent. Literally partying on graves, like
Dancing on
doing
graves.
drugs on
Yeah,
graves, like
yeah.
like, and it's kind of like they wouldn't do that in Europe. Those same kids,
No.
they wouldn't go over to the concentration camp and like other, and they wouldn't go to Gallipoli. Like, is there like partying at Gallipoli and like restaurants and over the like
Probably.
Australian graveyards and shit?
I don't know. Well, then,
There.
yeah, and I'm thinking about timelines as well. And like even like if you went to like Hastings or somewhere, or like the Battle of Bosworth, and you went to the field, like if you had a massive rave on it, people would be like well angry.
Right, old people would be pissed off.
And that's like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like I remember when. Yeah.
The scale of time is a bit different. It's
This-
like saying like
right.
people died at Stonehenge, so
Right.
you shouldn't like you know. It's like
right, but
where
it's,
do you?
okay, so it's like just to use the example of Gallipoli, that was over in a couple of days. A lot more people died.
But when was that? That was like 50 years ago, right?
Let me just put it in my context. So like Gallipoli is like a couple of days, and a load of people died. Right here, we're talking almost 100 years
Of death
of
and
a
torture.
10% death rate
Right.
in a prison.
Yeah.
So 1 in 10 people who went there, even for a year, I think most of them were there for a year or a couple of years, 1 in 10 just died. Right?
Yeah.
So for 100 years, that for me makes it like, it's different obviously, but like, that's important. It's so long.
I'm not saying that it's a bad. I'm not saying. And if you're going to pick out Rottnest, let's think about all the other massacres that happen on the mainland. Like, let's go down to Hanging Rock or wherever it is, the places all around this country
And people
where hundreds of people
okay,
were slaughtered.
so I reckon the reason you pick out Rottnest is because it is the biggest burial site on the whole continent of Aboriginal people. That's why.
And I think it stands to reason, you know, the Aboriginal people here, the Noongar Whadjuk people here won't go anywhere near it, right? Not just the Whadjuk, the whole of the Noongar people, right? They don't even want to go there because it's like, it's a sacred burial ground, right? It's not even sacred, just a...
It's not a sacred burial
Just a
ground. It's the
hallowed
site.
place,
It's a
isn't
site of a kind of kill of like
Witch.
torture, and it's not even a killing. If they'd just gone there and like just killed 300 Aboriginal people, that would be one thing. But it was like
Yeah, systematic
it was
imprisonment
it was
and
like
torture.
a place. Yeah, it was bad. It
And
was
so
really
I think
bad. Like
we need to draw attention to that as well, is that the way that the taboos amongst Aboriginal culture and death is different to ours, you know, like the
different
way
but
that-
similar. You know.
Oh yeah, we're all human.
What I'm
but
suggesting
what
is
I'm
that like
saying
we
is
give
that
them the
it's-
same respect that we would give Karrakatta Cemetery. You know, if you
Yeah.
go through Karrakatta Cemetery, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really peaceful.
You wouldn't go do a duff there, would
It's
you? A rave
really
there.
peaceful. It's got millions of like really nice trees and flowers. And if your granny is dead and you go there to visit her grave, it's like a nice thing. You know what I mean? And there's no. You could probably walk in there like without a pass or whatever, but like you try going in. Like going in there drunk with someone or whatever. Like if you're gonna get caught and you're gonna get shamed and you're gonna
Yeah,
get
in the
like
paper, like you
Right.
know, like youths like deflower
and
grave.
no one would
whatever it
even
is.
dream of doing it.
No,
You know,
you'd feel weird, wouldn't you?
you'd feel weird. Like I'm thinking, how easy is it for them to just go, all right, we're not going to do any of that anymore on there. We're going to do it on one of the other like beautiful paradise islands around. Like, yeah, it's pretty close to the city, but
It's not like there's a lack of places to go party.
Right, and I think maybe if you want to go there, like, on your boat, and you want to go surfing, or whatever, like, that's kind of okay, right?
Mm.
Or you're like a bird watcher or something.
Or if you're a historian, you know,
right,
or you're making a movie or...
Right, whatever. I mean, like, the land is free, but I mean, just to have, like, pictures on the news of just people literally, like, the cops literally pulling bodies of little kids off each other because they're scrapping.
Yeah.
Because they're all smashed.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone being okay with that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like,
because people don't know. So
well,
like,
they do know, and they still do it.
I don't know, but the actual people getting wasted don't know. That's the thing.
Well, people do know. I was surprised. I asked I was the first people I talked to about this.
But they don't know it's...
They knew it was an Aboriginal burial
ground. They
ground.
It was the biggest one, and
they knew that. They literally knew that, and they were like, yeah, all our mates can't go there. It's like it's just normal, right? And so I think there's some kind of disconnect.